Welcome back into the Sports Drive, everyone. Again, I'm your host for today, Riley Robinson. And I mentioned earlier, we're just going to be talking girls basketball the whole entire show today because the UIL Girls State Tournament is happening right now in San Antonio. And tomorrow we have the Wellington Lady Rockets going for a 2A state semifinal game in hopes of advancing to that state championship game on Saturday. So now I have Wellington girls basketball head coach on with me, Cade Brown. How are you doing today, Coach Brown?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Thanks you so much. Of course. I know you told me you're at the Riverwalk. You guys have made it down to San Antonio. How was the travels and everything for you guys?
With a long trip, but we're happy to be here.
Absolutely. That is a very long trip. Well, Coach, I know there's a lot of cool storylines with your team kind of heading into this state tournament, especially, you know, this is your second year with the program, first time in school history with these girls. I know just kind of reading back on some history, this senior class, they went to the regional finals. This is their third time, and they finally advanced past that. But coaches, obviously, this is the right time you want your team to be playing their best basketball, and it seems like with the Wellington Lady Rockets that they are peaking at that right time. So how have you kind of seen that progress throughout the season?
They're definitely hitting a stride right now. Just credit to how they've approached each and every day in practice and each game that we've gotten to play. I feel like they've had done a good job of trying to improve on things each and every day and each and every game, and I think that's what's gotten them here to this point.
And I mentioned especially that senior class, you know, each year I feel like I saw it was like in their freshman year, they fell in the regional final, and then their sophomore year as well. Last year, I know they got put out in that area round, but this year they finally pushed past that. How have you seen that kind of momentum play out, maybe just throughout practice and now to this point?
Well, it's been really fun to see their confidence grow. And see them finally start to get some of the fruit of their labors. They definitely deserve everything that's coming to them right now.
And with that senior class, I know obviously a lot of leaders. How have you seen them really lead this team now at this point in the season?
Well, that's something that's really special about this group is it is truly a group effort. And I think that's kind of shown up throughout the playoffs where, you know, one game, one of them might have a monster game, and the other one takes the lead. And it's just a testament to the kind of kids they are and how they work together and how they've been brought up. It's been really fun to get to watch.
And now you guys are down there in San Antonio. Obviously a great run through the playoffs here, especially in that regional final game against Farwell, the team that put you guys out last season just in the second round. Just kind of going into this state tournament, I mean, we already talked about they're peaking at the right time. You guys take on Nocona tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the state semis. Kind of, you know, scouting them out. What have you seen in that team?
Well, you don't make it down here unless you do some things very, very well. And Nocona's very well coached. They play good, clean basketball. They're not flashy, but they're good at what they do. They have really great players, so it'll be tough.
And I know obviously don't want to give away the game plan too much, but what do you think, just little things, fundamentals it'll take for you guys to come away with a win?
Well, I think our girls have done a great job of playing their brand of basketball since the playoffs started. And I think we're just going to have to keep relying on our team unity and playing the way we want to play.
And obviously, it wasn't a perfect season for you guys, you know, dropping one game in district, but it seemed like that game kind of might have been like a turning point, especially against Clarendon. You dropped that, then you played them again once more. Do you think that was a turning point? Did you see kind of a shift in this season with this team?
You know, every season, you hope that every season is a long season, and, you know, this one has been a long season, and throughout that long, lengthy day-to-day, you're going to need some things to kind of keep you going and get you remotivated. And when we look back on the season, that's definitely a big moment for us. I think our girls responded to it the correct way. I was proud of them.
And I mentioned this is the first time you guys have ever made it to the state tournament. Obviously, some hard work to still be done, but how excited were you and the team to make this trip?
They were really, really excited. Because it's something that I think they've talked about doing for a long time, and they're able to accomplish it together. And they had to go through some Really tough team to get here. I think that made it even sweeter.
And then obviously you mentioned all four of those teams down there. I think I looked in, all four 2A teams are ranked in the top 10. You guys ranked number 10 in the state. So definitely going to be a battle. But obviously the Lady Rockets have always been, you know, a great program, a great team. I know you've only been there 2 years. Coach Summerall been there before that as well. Do you feel like the girls have any maybe added pressure, anything of that along those lines, especially being such a great kind of program?
Well, I think there's pressure anytime you make it down this far. But again, I think our girls have a really good base, and I think the community support is second to none. And they know that as long as they go out there tomorrow and they keep doing what got them here, they're going to be supported no matter what. So we're fortunate.
And kind of going off of that community support, do you think tomorrow morning we can see a big crowd of Wellington Lady Rocket fans?
I think that's a safe assumption, yeah.
And what does that mean to you guys, you as a coach and as to the players as well, having such a supportive community like that?
It's definitely felt. They've definitely made an impact on not just the season, but our playoff run specifically. They've showed up each and every week, each and every game. Our student section has been great. The parent support and even just the fan support from the community members that may not have direct ties to people that are playing, but they still show up and they still support us, and our girls feel that, and we're blessed.
And obviously, we talked about that senior class. You know, a lot of talent on there, a lot of leadership, but one player kind of in particular that I've seen kind of in the headlines a little bit, you know, scoring a lot, especially kind of in this playoff realm. Briley Waters there. What does she mean to this program?
She has had some really big games for us. And, you know, you're asking that question, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, what name is she about to say? Because there are 4 or 5 of them that I think you could have said, and I wouldn't have been surprised. But it just kind of comes to, you know, whose number is going to be called that night. You know, how's the game going? Who are we going to need to step up? And when that's needed to be, in the time that's needed to be Briley, she's done a great job of stepping up and filling that role.
And just kind of piggybacking off of that, you know, you were like, oh, who is she about to ask? Well, as a coach, I mean, how great is it to have such a balanced effort, you know, from your whole team like that?
It's definitely a strength of our team, and definitely a blessing for us to, you know, be able to share our girls, be able to share the workload, okay? Especially on whether it be scoring or rebounding, or, you know, we're very well balanced.
And Coach, obviously you guys have a tough battle tomorrow to get to that state championship game on Saturday, but kind of the same thing as last weekend in the regional semis, and then turning right back around and playing in a regional final game. Obviously 2 different game plans for a coach kind of going into it, and you might not have time to really have a practice or a setup to kind of go over that game plan. So how do you as a coach last weekend and maybe even tomorrow as well kind of, you know, get those game plans implemented with the girls, especially in that short turnaround?
Well, you know, that's why you play so many games throughout the course of a season. I think our schedule before district and in district did a very good job of us, you know, getting us ready to see whatever it might be. We've played some really, really tough teams this year and had a lot of different things thrown at us, and the girls have been able to answer that call time and time again.
And now just kind of to you personally, Coach, I know this is your second year at the helm of the Lady Rockets, making it down to San Antonio to the state tournament. I mean, how does it feel just year 2 making it down there?
It's definitely been a fun experience so far, and we're excited to keep it going.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Brown, I know you guys are out having fun before your game tomorrow, but thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us a little bit today on the Sports Drive. Have fun down in San Antonio, and good luck tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Of course, and we'll be right back on the Sports Drive.